Hi guys, CodeTutor here and my name is Deshpande. In the previous video, we have seen that in Swift, there is no support for fall through in switch statement. This may look like a major flaw in the design of Swift, but Swift achieves it in a much different way and in a much more powerful way. And it provides some more other options in implementing various scenarios while using switch. So let's go to playground. You can see that we have written multiple cases for the same scenario. Instead of that, what we can do is we can remove all these cases and then put them as comma separated values. And in the same way I can do for weekend scenario. And now you can observe that there is no need for fall through at all. Depending upon what value you pass, it checks against all those possible values, and if it matches any of those values, then you will get the appropriate result. And if you observe, when I start any switch statement, the case gives something like pattern. So the idea is you can give even a pattern to match in the switch statement. So let me assume that I will write a new word here called invented day, and right now it is giving the output as not sure which day it is, which make perfect sense, but I want to slightly play around here. So for this particular case, I don't want to give a very generic statement here. Since it contains a day, I want to give a message like looks like you have invented a new day. For that, what I can do is I can write case, and then I can use a let statement and create a constant let day, where the day of the week has a suffix, say day, and in that case you print me looks like you have invented a new day. And as you can see now, you can be little bit more innovative with switch in Swift. So each case is actually a pattern or a set of pattern against which you are executing a certain set of executable statements. And this is where you will start seeing the power of switch case in Swift. Having understood switch, it's time to learn another new concept of Swift, that is arrays. As you are aware, arrays are nothing but collection of homogeneous elements. When I say homogeneous elements, it could be collection of strings, it could be collection of floats or doubles, or it could be a collection of custom objects, a struct or a class that you might have created. But an array should only contain one particular data type. It cannot contain different kinds of data types. I cannot create an array of strings and then add a float in that. I cannot create an array of, say, person object and then add car object in that. And the same concept applies in case of Swift as well. And in Swift, the index always starts from 0. You might be aware that in some other programming languages you can start at 1, but that is not the case here in case of Swift. It always starts at 0. So in this video, we will have a look at how to work with arrays. To create an array, you just start in the same way. You either use a var or you can either use a let. If you use a let, you cannot modify it, so I would rather use a var. And let me create a array called as working days, and I can create, say, Monday to Friday, and you just created an array. And if you see in the result section here, when you click on this rectangular box, it will show all the evaluated values here in the coding section of the playground. And if you don't want that, you can just click again, it will go away. And there is another icon here, looks like an eyeball, and if you click here, it will show all the arrays here and you can just scroll them. So this becomes handy while working with a little bit more complicated data structures like arrays, sets, collections. And you can observe that it is automatically type inferred as array of strings. And if I say working days dot append and try to add integer, it will give you a error because arrays are homogeneous collections. And sometimes you don't want array with elements, you want an empty array. In that case, you can just create array, just open and close brackets, and you have to tell what type of array it is, and you have to write open and close round brackets. This basically creates empty array of strings. And if you want to add any values to days, you can just write days is equal to working days. And now with this, you can observe that our days has all the values of working days. And what if you want to add few more values to this days array? You can do that, days dot append, and you can write Saturday, and after that if you print, it will print till Saturday. And there is a possibility that you want to add one array to another array, that is appending an array to an already existing array. That can also be done. Let me create another variable array here. Let me call it as weekends, and value would be Saturday and Sunday. And after setting working days to days array, I can append contents of weekends. And if you want to modify any particular element, what you can do is days and use the index. If I want to replace Sunday with some new value, what I can do is you have to give the index, which in this case it would be 6, and replace it with a new day. And if you print it now, it will be having the new day as the last value. And if I want to remove a particular element based on its index, there is a method called as days.remove at index, and you can pass the index as 6. It will remove that particular value. But there is a better way of doing it. Instead of passing 6, I can get hold of days.index of a new day. And as you can observe, there is a error here, the value of optional type array index. So basically what this means is this particular method, that is days index of, is returning a optional type, because as you can recall when we were discussing in the optional, an optional cannot be directly used like this. You have to unwrap it. We will use a better way of doing this. If let index days.index of a new day, and then we will use that particular index here to remove. Let me print the days again here. So you can observe that the return type of a particular method can be an optional. So this was a best example where you saw a built-in method was returning us a optional value. And this also demonstrates how you work with various methods of arrays. In the next video, we will start looking at various other control flows like for, while, repeat, and our understanding of arrays will come in handy there. So stay tuned. That brings us to the end of this particular video. Don't forget to like, comment, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye.